everyone, welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh and in today's video we will be discussing about that the March of 2023 was the second warmest March till now. So in the last decade or in the last 2 to 3 decades it has been seen that the March in the year 2023, that is the March of this year, that means the last month is appearing to be the second warmest March till now. So which year was the warmest March? The month of March was the warmest in which year? So let us see first about the timeline. First we will be seeing the news, then about climate variability, what is the long term trend in it and what is its reason. In the end, a mains practice question. We will be knowing that why the month of March has been in this year 2023 has been the second warmest March till now. What are the reasons for it? This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 1 and 3, that is Geography and Environment. So from mains perspective, you should be able to know about the climate variability and the reasons and what has been the trend over last so many years. So the news has been taken from the Hindu Explained and it says March 2023 was the second warmest March, not the first. What does this mean? So nowadays if we will see that almost every month or almost every year, what is happening that the scientists, because they are getting so much of data and they are able to detect so much of data, what we are doing nowadays is we are comparing one month to another month or this month to the preceding month, what happened in the last year and what is happening in this year. So nowadays we are comparing a lot of things and especially on the month basis or the year basis. So this time what the scientists are saying that March 2023 was the second warmest March. So the month of March, if we will see that at one point of time in the month of March we were able to see that there was rainfall, but now we are able to see and in the month of March and April that suddenly the temperature has all of a sudden spiked so much and there is scorching heat which is taking place and there are signs of heat waves also that we are going through, especially in the regions of north and northwest. So what is happening is that the March of 2023 was the second warmest month on record and this has been said by the United States National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. So it is NOAA is who is saying this and is making this claim, and it is also said that the year 2023 is an El Nino year. So El Nino is a climatic phenomena which is related to the subject of geography, climatology part, and the effect of El Nino, which is most important for us to know, is that what is the effect of El Nino on India. So the effect of El Nino on India is that if there is an El Nino year, then India will suffer from heat waves, India will suffer from droughts. While on the other hand, the opposite of El Nino is La Nina. So La Nina brings with it monsoon. So the effect of El Nino on India is heat waves, droughts, while La Nina is which brings monsoon. So this was the one of the most important point, even though it sounds very simple, but the phenomena behind it is little complex for you to understand. But the main point that you should be able to know is that 2023 is supposed to be a El Nino year, and the effect of El Nino on India is that it increases heat waves and it brings drought with it. Then each decade is now warmer than the previous one on a global average, and we are able to see it that every decade which is passing by, that the temperature is increasing with each passing decade. And the major reason because of which we are able to say this is two reasons. I would say that would be first and foremost is the climate change, and second is the global warming, because of which the global temperature is rising and we are able to see the melting of glaciers on a profound basis, this is what even leading to the greenhouse effect, and the normal temperature is rising at a very rapid pace, and the target is to restrict it below 2 degree but it would be very good if we will be able to restrict it by 1.5 degrees Celsius. Also, the aim of Paris Agreement that we should be able to restrict the increase of temperature below 2 degrees Celsius and ideally 1.5 degrees Celsius. Now let's talk about climate variability. So first and foremost, we hear two words. First is climate, second is weather. What is it? So in a very simple and language and in a layman's term, if I will say, then weather is a short phenomena, while climate on the other hand is a long-term phenomena. What we see on daily basis that, okay, today we tend to see a lot that today is a rainy day, while yesterday was there was so much of heat, sun was there. So this is what is happening. This is what is change in weather. While on the other hand, climate is a long-term phenomena which happens over a decade of periods, or it is around 30 years what we see. So climate is a long-term phenomena while weather is a short-term phenomena. So when we talk about climate variability, we are talking about a long-term trend, that what has been the change in the climate over so many years. So March 2023 was indeed the second warmest in the instrumental record. It says the second warmest. It means in one of the years, the month of March has been even more warm than the month of March in 2023. So the warmest month of March was in the year 2016. So in the year 2016, the month of March was the warmest till now, and the year 2023, the month of March has been regarded as the second warmest. And the reason which has been given by the scientists, that is that this would be the biggest El Nino of the 21st century and which triggered a mini global warming. So El Nino was given the reason for the warmest month of March in 2016, and now again this year also the reason has been given El Nino, because El Nino is responsible for bringing heat waves, droughts, increasing the temperature, monsoon is not able to come, or precipitation or rain will not take place. Now look at this chart. You will be able to see the March temperature anomalies. So this chart is showing the temperature in the month of March over the years starting from 1850s to 2023. So normally, okay, the below graphs, below this line which I am drawing, this is in negative while this is in positive. So if we will see from the year 1850 to around year 1950, we will be seeing that the temperature in the month of March has been in negative. It means the temperature was doing fine, but with the human progress and with the industrialization and with the human population growing with time, we will be seeing that from the year 1950s, we will see that the temperature in the month of March has started to rise, and after the year 1919, if we will see that the increase in the temperature in the month of March has been a aggressive one and has been a exponential one, while before it the temperature rise was very minimal, but after the year 1990 the temperature rise has been very aggressive, and then after the year 2010 it has suddenly taken a spike, and if we will see the year 2023, then we will be seeing that yes, it is very warm. So this chart which tells us the temperature of March over so many years, so many decades, actually tell us that yes, the temperature has been rising, and especially after the year 1990 there has been a huge spike, and that is where the industrialization process has also started and has also aggressively moved on. Then in India we expect March to be the beginning of the scorching summer season. This is what we do in March. We expect March, that March is kind of the opening door for the summers. But a particular year March may be cooler due to some other climate factors such as La Nina. So many a times we have seen that the years in which La Nina phenomena happens, we will also see that there are monsoon also in the month of March. But this year is not La Nina year, while this, on the other hand, this year is the El Nino year. And El Nino is what? El Nino brings droughts with it, very less rainfall, and heat wave starts to happen. The year is an El Nino year if warmer water spread in a band from west to east over the equatorial Pacific Ocean. So El Nino and La Nina is a Pacific Ocean phenomena. Will not go completely into this. We have actually discussed the El Nino and La Nina phenomena in previous videos also. So I will not actually go into this because here we do not need to know about this. All you need to know that El Nino brings drought, La Nina brings monsoon. Then both phenomena have distinct and significant effects on the global climate, because over the years we will see that almost every single year either the La Nina or the El Nino phenomena is occurring, and this is what is affecting the weather and the climate of many different places. Then comes the topic long-term trend. So what has been the trend over so many years? So the monstrous warming to the west to north of India begins to tell the story of the weather anomalies that rendered a cooler March over Mumbai. So we see that India is a diverse country and also a huge country. So India cannot have one single weather phenomena happening all over all the places or all over the country. So what is happening in southern India might not be happening in the north of India, or what is happening in the west India might not be happening in the northeast of India. So this is different. While many a times we will see that the northwestern region of India is having a cold climate, but on the other hand the southern region is not having a cold climate. They are suffering from heat, or they are suffering from huge heat or scorching heat. Then excess pre-monsoon rains over the northwest and scorching heat waves in Kerala and Odisha because of the diverse nature of the country. Then Arabian Sea has also warmed more than expected this March. So in the March of 2023, the Arabian Sea has warmed up more than we expect. Okay, the location of Arabian Sea is, if this is India, then this is Bay of Bengal and this is Arabian Sea. So Arabian Sea basically lies on the western part of India. On the coastline of this would be Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, and on this side would be Gujarat. So Arabian Sea has also warmed more than it was expected, and this warming of the Arabian Sea can also enhance the cyclogenesis process, and the process of cyclogenesis gives birth to cyclonic circulation. So this can also be a problematic situation, that because of the warming of the Arabian Sea, if the process of cyclogenesis takes place and the birth of cyclone circulation takes place over the Arabian Sea, then this might be harmful also. Then what can be the reasons for the month of March in the year 2023 to be so hot? And that is, first and foremost, as I have said, that is El Nino phenomena, because of which the droughts would be happening and heat waves have started and monsoon will not come. Then climate patterns over the year. Global warming and climate has been a major reason over the last 10 years that has actually worsened the condition for so many reasons, and because of which we are also suffering and would be suffering if we will not improve in the coming days. Then the western disturbance, this time the western disturbance are not coming, so that with them they can also bring the monsoon. Then land, ocean, atmosphere process, as the warming of the land and the ocean is also taking place, and it takes a lot of time for the warming of the land to actually cool down. So till the time the land is cooling down because of so much of heat and the temperature going so high and it's crossing 35 to 37 degrees Celsius and also reaching 40 degrees Celsius, it is making difficult for the land to actually cool down. Then look at this chart or look at this figure. This tells us about the land and ocean temperature from average March. So, and the time period that has been given is 1991 to 2020. That has been taken as a base year. So if you will see that the region which you will see as blue is something where the temperature has been in negatives. So you will be able to see that the Arctic and the Antarctic region is basically the blue region, while on the other hand the color which is dark red is what you will be seeing, that basically the highest temperature is there. So it is basically the region of, if you will see, these are the regions which are extremely red. It means the temperature is very high, and this is India. So the northern part of India, if you will see that the northern part of India is lying in the red zone. So it means that the temperature of India in the month of March is actually very high. So this graph or this figure tells us about the temperature of India and the temperature of world in the month of March. This figure also tells us about the land and ocean temperature percentiles March 2023. So here also, if you will be able to see that the color dark red and red is what is telling us that the region which is dark red and red is when the temperature is high. So here also the location of India, I hope you will be able to see, this is the location of India, and the location of India is lying in the zone which is red in color. So this graph also tells us that in the month of March the temperature of India has been in the region of high temperatures. Then this graph tells us about the global decades of warming, and this is the temperature. So this, I'll just draw the line. Below the line is what is in negatives, while above the line is what you will see is the increase in temperature over the years. So this is from 1890s to the year 2010. So if you will see that till the year 1930, it was in negative. Till the year 1930, if you will see that the temperature is in negative, while we are moving forward from 1930s and especially after the 1970s. See, in the year 1917, the graph is small, but after that there is rise in the temperature, and especially after the 1990s. And this is till 2010. If we will see that the graph of 2020 has also increased. So this was about what has happened in the month of March, especially in terms of temperature over the years. So whenever, see, nowadays you will see many news which is talking about what has happened in this month and what has happened in the previous years same month, and the comparison would be there. You do not have to actually look into every single comparison which is coming in the news. What you need to focus on is what has been the trend over many years, or what has been the trend over around decades. I would say around 2 to 3 decades, what has been the trend over it, because the trend will actually tell you that what is actually happening and what has been the change in the climate over the years. Because every single year you do not have to actually focus upon it. Now in the end, the mains practice question, and this is a 10-marker question. What does increasing global average temperature tell us about the changing climate scenario, and what can be the probable reasons for it? So reasons, I think you will be able to write, because there are many reasons and the environmentalists are talking about this. There are so many COP meetings happening of it. There are so many conferences taking place regarding the climate change and the global warming and the El Nino effect, deforestation, and there's so many reasons for it. So try to do your answer writing practice, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.